Hello everybody and welcome back to more Dwarf Fortress 2015 version. When we last left off, we had set out basically to smooth our entire fort. Chisel a chisel, my kingdom for a chisel. And well, we've got just about all of it done. We got so much of it done that we started doing spare bits. So this time, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to work on the metal industry for a couple of episodes, so that we can we have the metal industry to build picks, but we want more metalsmiths forges, and we also need to build a military. And the reason we need to build a military is because once we get down into this area, well, the ultimate goal is to start, where is it at? Here, on the habitation and food floors, to build out this way, come out here to probably about here, and start building a Moria-esque super huge, like, chamber. I mean, I'm talking like, you know, like, let's see here. So, if we designate, I'm talking like that wide. Or thereabouts, okay? And then, I mean, this isn't going to be exact because I don't have, you know, everything going. So it's going to be about like that to there. And then we're going to have basically we're looking at a space roughly that big. Now, of course, you know, fill this in and round it off. And what's going to be so difficult about this is each floor that we dig, we have to smooth and engrave the entire thing. Because this is just going to be like, you know, Michelangelo's chapel of dwarves of, you know, this world. It's going to be so massive, so glorious that people are going to come, you know, dwarves, humans, elves, gnomes, goblins, suberbeasts, everything is going to come from around the world to see this massive, gorgeous, you know, 200 level, well, not 200 levels, because we don't quite have that many. We've got 94, so like, you know, 80 some, you know, block tall, super fort, super chasm, and then on the bottom floor is going to be like our workshops and stuff, and then we're going to have, so like if I come in here and remove designation, there's going to be a huge pillar in the middle, like about that big, and you know, round of course, and it's going to start real tiny, it's going to start kind of big, and then taper down, and go down, and down, and down, and then at the base, it's going to taper out again. And then I'll also plan on having like one here, you know, basically one on each of the four corners. And it's, I mean, gonna have the same general design. So it looks actually feasible that, you know, this huge cavern is being supported by these massive pillars that just stretch from the ceiling to the floor. And then on the ground floor, we'll have like a couple of buildings. So we'll have like a building here, building here, you know, so we're gonna have, you know, kind of this layout, except, you know, as well as mirrored on this side. And these aren't just gonna be like one block tall. They're gonna be like 20, 30, 40 block tall buildings. And then as we go down, we're gonna have to carve them out. So we have to build this entire fortress from the top down. So it's gonna be a huge labor of love, lots of time, lots of dedication, and the biggest threat to doing this are the caves. So as you can see, we get that it's okay. So this is the topmost, and this is the leftmost. So if we go down, we encounter them here, here, here. Basically, the entire way down, we're going to be encountering these caverns, and I'm sure they continue down here into the lava as well. You You know, and then even here we got lava cave, you know, lava caverns, and it just keeps going and going and going. So it's not exactly going to be a simple matter of, oh, we want this super structure, let's just dig it out of the caves or of the earth. No, we're going to have to seal these caves off as we get to them. We're going to have to empty them of monsters and baddies and lakes. We're going to have a huge cistern. So it's not going to be exactly the easiest, quickest task, and that's the whole point. It's a superstructure. It's a mega project. You know, I mean, you've seen if you've ever watched like Discovery Channel for any extensive period of time, you've seen those, you know, marvels of modern construction and mega marvels and mega constructions, mega machines, that kind of stuff. That's the concept behind this. There's no logical point of it, but it's just massive. Why? Because we can. So that is our ultimate goal. So we're going to have to do a lot of infrastructure building to get this done. Our maximum dwarf count is going to be 200. That's my lazy noob pack hard limit. Oh, 120. It's supposed to be 200. I don't know if that changes the game live, but it's supposed to be 200 because that's about where, in my experience, the game starts to get unruly and a bit unmanageable as far as like CPU rate and stuff like that. Anything much more than that, and the game just starts to tank. And I've got a pretty beefy CPU. I got the. This is a new machine I built this just like 3 months ago, and it's got the Skylake i6700 or the 6700K, like 32 gigs of RAM, and I mean it's a beast of a modern PC, but even it can't handle, you know, Dwarf Fortress in the excess of 200 dwarves because there's just too much pathfinding, too much micromanagement going on. Because if we play right now and watch our frame rate, you can see it started at 300, but it's plummeting. And if you don't know much about Dwarf Fortress, this is the displayed frame rate, and this is the calculated game rate. So as the dwarves are moving about in their business, their daily lives, the game is calculating 36 frames per second. However, it's only able to display 36 because of drivers and conversions and going back and forth and this and that and the other thing. No, I don't want to try Office for 1 month. Go away. So yeah, we get into the 200 range. This just might shrink down to like, you know, 10 and 20 frames per second. Now, if we go down to different levels, like say our mining level, you can see it jumps up immediately to 45, 36, etc., etc. That's because there's no pathfinding going on this level. It simulates the game on these hidden levels that you're not viewing, but the ones you're viewing, those are the live simulation. And we're getting some carved out, yes, detailed tetrahydrite wall. Engraved on the wall is a superbly designed image of foxtail millet plants by engraver so-and-so, so-and-so. Engraved is a engraved rendition of a image of full moons. The image is the symbol of the mechanisms of frenzy, a local dwarven government. I don't think that's us. I really don't. I don't know how to find that. I don't know how to find that. Let's see, what am I looking for? Kingdoms or something to that effect. Oh, human caravan. Oh, lovely. We're getting way too many caravans. Civilizations. C. Okay, so that's not us. So we are... Okay, so the elves are at war with the humans. The humans are at war with the elvens. And the dwarves, town of Gladness, which is us, we are at peace with both of them. So I don't know where that went, but each and every single one of these walls, I think it's K, yes. So every floor, every wall, the doors don't get engraved, but the detail of the floors do. So they all get these intricate little patterns, these mosaics, these scenes from history carved on them. I mean, you'll probably end up seeing the same one, hundreds, if not millions of times in a project like what we're talking about. But every single tile, every single wall, we can't engrave the floor every time, or we don't want to, because of the simple fact that, well, that floor that we just engraved is going to get carved away when we go down to the next floor. So it's going to take a long time, but I think it's going to be worth it. So now that I've taken 10 minutes out of my time doing that, let's come down here to our mines and build a workshop. And we want, what is it, the metalsmiths? Metalsmiths Forge. We want to build 4 of these total. Out of microline. And we probably won't even end up using all of these, but it's nice to have them all the same. I mean, we've got the iron. We can build more anvils if we have to. We have 3 wood-burning furnaces. Why is there an exclamation point there? Kitty, what are you doing? My cat just trampled all over my feet. What? Oh, I think she's hungry. That's probably it. Kitty starving. Say hello. Say hello, kitty. Say hello. Well, you guys can't really hear her, but she is purring like crazy. I hope you can hear that. She is such a sweetheart. Yes, she is. So lovey, but also such an attention hog at times. So yeah, so we've got the 3 wood furnaces. We also want to build a couple more smelters. So we need to build, I believe it's E, yes. So we want, to use microline blocks, and then another smelter with microline blocks. There we go. Now, the goal of doing this is so that we can just start pumping the iron out. And it's not so much for anything except for just so that when we need to build something, we don't have to worry about the metal. And then once we get our iron production up and going, we've got a good amount of iron blocks, we're going to start making steel blocks. Or try to. I've never actually gotten that far in a Dwarf Fortress game. And once we've got the steel going, well, we're going to start making weapons and stuff. I'm thinking like 2 squads of archers, if I can get them to work, and 2 squads of, well, 1 squad of like macemen and 1 squad of swordsmen. We want to make our maces out of silver, though, because it's significantly heavier than a sword. You want your swords to be light and strong. You want your maces to be blunt and heavy. So a mace is, probably about that big around, about 6 to 8 inches across, and it's just a sphere with a stick attached to it. You take a stick, you take this mace, and you shove it on top, and you've got a mace. Sometimes you can spike them, you can stud them, you can make them out of any material, but the heavier, the better, because obviously the heavier, it's going to do more damage. So that's the goal. That way, when we start digging down into our mega project, and start as we hit those caves, we can dig down on. So like this is the walls of our super project. Well, we can dig down here on the side. We're going to build a stairway, a spiral staircase, and when we run into a cave level, we'll make a hole with a door, and we'll go explore it and destroy it, kill everything there, and then we'll keep mining down and just wipe everything out. And then, like, on the edges of it, if there's a hole, we'll plug the holes. That way nothing can get into us. At least that's the idea. So let's do some trading here. Finished goods bins. What do we got? Mugs.
Are there any mugs in here? Okay, there's some mugs. We can use that one. Ah, mugs. Yes, more mugs. Haha. What is in this one? No mugs.
What is this? Oh, that's the specially crafted lignite mug worth 2,400 dwarf bucks. Review, duh. Oh, right, I'm using the wrong keys. And this one is the toy forge, okay. And this one is the clarinet, basically. And those are the legendary items. We don't want to sell those. So let's get rid of that. Type in mug. We have no mugs not sitting in a bin. Excellent. If you've ever played Dwarf Fortress for any extended period of time, sometimes your mugs can get stuck. Sometimes you can do something just the wrong way with a stockpile, and your mugs will never end up in your bins, no matter what you do. So to see them in the bin, that's like double thumbs up, extra double kudos. So, what is this? Crossbows. Excellent. Iron pick, bismuth bronze pick, iron crossbows, iron picks. Excellent, excellent, excellent. No. Ooh. So we don't want to trade those off. We got plenty of bolts still. We've got lead bars. Interesting. What is in here? Charcoal, lead, zinc, silver, lead, bauxite blocks. We don't want to sell that stuff. Small cut gems. These we do not want to sell. Because eventually we want to encrust our mugs with the gems. Oh, yes. Rough cut gems. Excellent. Clay, stone blocks, legware shields. So all this stuff really doesn't matter because we're just not producing the mugs for some reason. Why are those suspended? Oh, right, because somebody decided to take that crafts thing. Actually, you know what? Let's cancel that one. Rock, mug, and we want, you know, let's say toys. Rock toys. And this one we want mugs. Wait, can we encrust with shells? Decorate with shells. Excellent. So we want to repeat that forever. And then I don't think we actually have any shells, so I'm going to decorate with bone out of this one. Totems. I'm not sure what you do with a totem. So we'll go to mugs. Repeat. Alright, so we want to make sure we have at least 6 masons, I think it is. Okay, so let's come over here to... No, I don't want to look at it that way. I want to look at it this way. Mason. So they do not have stone carving. So we want to make sure we have 3 people with stone carving. We've got 2 right now, so let's take a random engraver. Assuming nobody else has the skill. Okay, so we have a carpenter and a carpenter that have it, but we don't want to use them because they're already carpentizing. So, I mean, even though their woodcutting skill and carpentry are pretty low, it's already higher than that. So, let's see. So I don't think I have anybody else with carpentry. We got a furnace operator there, but that's it. Okay, let's take 1 engraver with totally abysmal engraving skills and ability. Because as you can see there, related roles engraver 96.42%. That's their affinity, like their mental ability for picking up engraving. You know, so like some people are really good at fixing cars. Some people are really good at fixing computers. Some people are really good at sewing and so forth and so on. But that guy who's really good at fixing cars, generally speaking, he's not going to be really good at fixing computers. It's just they don't clash very well, or they don't mesh very well. They kind of clash. So that's what that number means. Is that means he's really good at stone detailing. So I'm looking for one below, say, 70%. And it does not look like I'm going to find it because engraving is just really easy to do.
It's so easy a child could do it. In fact, we have children. Wait, no, we don't. No, we don't. We child labor laws, we don't have anybody doing that.
Okay, so we'll take this guy. 88.1%. He's one of the lowest ones. And we're going to make him... Actually, you know what? We should probably check stone crafting for affinities first. Okay, so... 53, 52, 52, 51... So like this guy right here, 23%, he would suck at it. However, stone carving isn't exactly one of the easiest skills to learn, so... Ooh, 56. We'll make you, actually. Crafter. And then customize, we want... Crafter. Oh, look at that. Wood crafting is 56. Bone carving, okay. Is 59. That's not too bad at all. Okay, yeah, I like that. So now we have 3 dedicated crafters. We have 3 crafting stations. Hopefully we will get a lot of bones and stuff like that done so that the next time the caravans come around, we'll be able to trade stuff properly. Thread or something wrapped around my leg from the jeans. There we go. Go bye-bye. Engraver has engraved a masterpiece. Really? Let's reports. That. Oh my, look at this. Zoom to location. Let's look at this. Engraved on the floor is a masterfully designed image of Noso Spoken Plagues, the elf, and Rifa Bulba Churches, the elf. By engraver Rifa Bulb Churches is striking down Goso. The artwork relates to the killing of the elf Goso by the elf Rifa in Wraith Scabs in the Murk of Lines in the early winter of 184 during the duel of the elf Rifa and the elf Goso. Cool! So we've got a duel on the floor just in our kitchen. Let's see if we can find another masterfully crafted one. Oh, yeah, right there. There we go. Engraved on the floor is a masterfully designed image of leader rope crew, the dwarf and dwarves by engraver Ushat Solon. Leader rope crew is surrounded by the dwarves. The artwork relates to the election of the dwarf leader rope crew to the position of mayor of the Mechanisms of Frenzy in the midsummer of 251. And I do believe that is us. We can check this. No. I really don't know where to see. Oh, we are squeezing caves. So not us, somebody else. Probably happened before that person, they witnessed it before they, well, yeah, right before they migrated here, because they migrated last year. Good time to check the stocks anyway. So let's see, we've got quite a bit of fish, actually. We need to get a fishery up. Lots and lots of plants. 500 prepared meals. No drinks. Well, we have 125 drinks, but, I've never known, to this day, I don't know what the difference between red and the gray is. If you know, leave a message down below. Please, that's something that I've never understood, because, I think this is used, and this is in stocks, but it's like food. We have 125 used booze. We don't even have that many people in our fort. Oh, I closed Dwarf Therapist. And we've got 77 dwarves, it looks. No, 91 dwarves. So, yeah, we don't even have really close to that many dwarves. So it's not like you've got 125 dwarves carrying around one booze. No, it just makes no sense. And then with seeds, we have 151 red, 373 gray. So it just makes no sense on a lot of this. Now, in reality, we could sell a lot of these tools right here. Where they came from, I have no idea. I truly am just no clue. Ammunition. All this forbidden ammunition is from our hunterizing. Look at all this armor and stuff. Oh my gosh. Now, it should be noted that, this Kenoth plant fiber cloak, which I can't view, is something that somebody was either wearing or something to that effect, and it has a certain value, so, certain durability value, and, so the shirt I'm wearing, right? Right now, the shirt I'm wearing has a durability of probably about, I don't know, maybe 95%. Well, unlike you and me, the dwarves have one outfit that they wear every day. From the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep, and they probably even wear it when they're sleeping. So their clothes wear out a lot faster. So when this shirt reaches, say, X%, that person's going to go looking for a new shirt. And that's why you want to have all these cloaks and coats and shirts and stuff like that, because once this shirt gets to X%, I'm going to go looking for a new one in the stockpiles. And if I can find one that I like, that's of sufficiently high quality and design, I'm going to nab it and pick it up. So that's what all this is for. And if you can't buy clothes in bulk, like we did to get the stuff, at least I think that's what we did, you need to create your tailor and just start making stuff. You need to do pigtail fibers and weave it into thread and cloth, and then into clothing. So can be a bit of a pain in the gluteus minimus. And this here that I'm doing is also something that you want to do from time to time, especially if you don't have any enemies on the map. Because these are goods that you can trade, your dwarves can use, you can assign to them. A lot of times food will get done. So I've run into like entire pages of food. Windows error reporting. Stop that! I've run into pages of like prepared meals, you know, where I've got like multiple pages of prepared meals, where like an entire page will be forbidden. And it's not like it's something I did. The game just automatically says, oh, this is meeting X and Y and Z criteria, so we need to forbid it. Now, sometimes things will get forbidden because it's like rotten food, but not very often. Alright, so everything's unforbidden. Okay. Okay, our architecture is now worth 75,000 dwarf bucks. It is the second most valuable thing in our fort. The other thing is other objects, which is like, like toys and mugs and bedposts and pillars and stuff like that. And held worn is obviously clothing, weapons, armor and garb, furniture. Pretty self-explanatory. Displayed is kind of a funky wealth, because that is the sum total of all of the items that you have placed out, right? So if I come up here to the stockpile, none of this stuff here counts towards wealth that I'm aware of, because it's not displayed. It's being stored in a stockpile, even though it's on the surface and it's being rained on. People, you know, dwarves look at it, walk by it, walk through it, and they, you know, rummage through it to find something. You know, they're looking for a new shoe, and oh, here's that statue of my uncle Berthold that I made when I was, you know, 6 months old or whatever. And no, you know, they just put it to the side. They don't sit and admire it, and it doesn't apply to wealth or applied wealth. It applies to created wealth, but it doesn't apply towards displayed wealth. So there's that. We still need to continue removing these. Okay, we need to come down here. We need to build workshop. We need to fishery, because we got so many fish that they are starting to probably rot. Alright, once those get built, and I'm going to need to apply someone to fishing, most likely to do that. So fishing, we have some engravers, so let's put 2 engravers. Okay, so let's clear all labors. Mr. Miner, you don't get that. Give you all of those, and then give you those, and then let's see, anything else I want to give you? You know, let's make you a no. I was gonna make him a farmer because he could do that when he's not fishing, but this game you can't set those kind of priorities that I'm aware of. Okay, so let's give you a new nickname. A fisher of dwarves. Okay, and let's customize new custom profession. A Fisher. Roll. Fisher Dwarf. And let's find ourselves a little icon of a fish, shall we? And it is right there. Use that. And click OK. And then click commit. And there we go. Got our fish. Alright. And let's make this guy as well a picture. Actually, no, that's the taming icon. I don't want that one. I know there's an icon for fishing. I'm almost positive anyway. Yeah, right there actually. There we go. Dwarf therapist stopped working. Bloody hell. Okay, sorry my face is like down here. Alright. Okay, we have one fisher. Okay, that applied properly. Good. We have you as well. That's your nickname. Fisher. Alright. There we go. Our fishermen are done. Now, they will build those. That's what we need the fishermen for to begin with, is to build them. And we want to be able... I need to click over here. We need to be able to use the fish. I mean, what's the point in having them if we can't use them? Oh! I've been a derp. Okay, so the reason all those items are in red and the reason all those items were forbidden was because they belonged to the caravan. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. So, hopefully our dwarves don't go on a pilfering fit. Alright, let's see. Okay, those three things are trading, so that's good. Can we ask for more mugs? No, we cannot. Yeah. But we also haven't been letting the time go by fast enough, so. So that is the state of things. Slowly getting this done. Come on, boys and girls. Get those blocks removed. What was that sound? Awesome. Look at all those masterpieces coming in. This is really, really, really going to help our fort financially. And I probably shouldn't be doing it with all of this. But, you know what? Why not, right? Let's see. Can I build... Okay, so I want to come here. Can I build a wall right here? No, I cannot. That's odd. Can I build a floor? No. Okay, so I need upstairs. So I need a downstairs D. There, that's what I need. Alright, get those downstairs built. This is another thing that we need to take severe priority of because, yeah, we need to be able to put archers up here, protected to shoot down at people. And we'll even clear out all of these logs here too. Why? Because our archers need to have clear line of sight to anybody trying to get into our fort. All those little baddies need to stay out there because they're baddies, and we don't want them inside because they're baddies. And they're baddies because they want to kill our dwarves. And they want to kill our dwarves because, well, they're baddies. That's what baddies do. Alright. So the fisheries are done. No, they're not done. Why are they not done?
No, I can't do it.
Leader. What? A child has been found dead. Oh, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Yeah, so let's just tell you what, let's do that. So this dwarf has been down here for so long that their child starved to death because I forgot about them from last episode to this episode. I'm a very bad, very, very bad priest of Armok. I am letting my minions die of starvation. But you know what? That's one less mouth to feed. That's one less baby to go berserk. However, the parent let's take a look at the parent. I'm well. Minor Gusil Noglesh, a minor Copper Savage minor. Within the last season, she was shocked at the unexpected death of someone. She grieved at someone's death. She was afraid after unexpected trauma. She was horrified after seeing child die. She was irritated upon when hungry, so yeah, she's starving. She was irritated when thirsty. She was shaken after suffering a major injury. She felt satisfied at work. She was blissful after sleeping in a very good bedroom. So yeah, she dug herself down and she got hungry. And she's like, okay, I'm not going to work anymore. I don't need to do anything anymore. So she then decided to just not eat, not work, because she's hungry. And all she has to do is go up these down ramps and dig a ramp right there, which reminds me, I actually don't need to mine that straight out. I just need to dig up ramp right there. Yeah. Because that up ramp will reverse channel that out. It's odd, but it should. So yeah, let's come back to this person and keep viewing them. Status view. So yeah, she gave up her job because she was hungry, and well, as a result of sitting here for weeks and weeks on end because she refused to do her job, her baby died. And now she's terrified and shocked and horrified that she let her baby die. She's only 21 years old. Yeah, sweetheart, you got another 200 plus years to have more kids. It's fine, you'll get over it. She's married and has 2 children. She's the daughter of Kel and Degel. She's a citizen of the town of Gladness. She's a member of the Mechanisms of Frenzy. Okay, so we are part of the Mechanisms of Frenzy. She's a former member of the Net of Words. She arrived at Ichthyagos on the 24th of Limestone in the year 250. So she's been here for like 2 years. Her shoulder is mangled beyond recognition. Her upper arm is mangled beyond recognition. Her right lower leg is mangled, and her right upper leg is bruised. So I don't know what that's from. She's corpulent. Her brass eyes are slightly sunken. Her quite sparse hair is extremely long. Her nose is extraordinarily broad. Her burnt umber skin is slightly wrinkled. Her hair is somewhat narrow. Her hair is pale taupe. Okay, a basic dwarf then? What else stands out? She is incredibly tough but slow to heal. Great creativity, great feel for surroundings, good memory. She has little linguistic ability, a poor kinesthetic sense, and very bad sense of empathy. So she can come up, you say, hey, I need an image for this piece of stone right here that I'm going to engrave. And she's like,
okay, put a star on it.
or something like that, because she can't talk very well. She only values artwork and doesn't really value merrymaking. Okay, so she's like Van Gogh. People have fun around her, and she's going to cut her own ear off. She dreams of raising a family, and this dream was realized. Yes! Only you let one of your children die. You horrible, horrible parent. Yes, so that is one of our miners that is stuck in the pit. What about this miner? Okay, she was shaken after suffering a major injury. She was afraid after experiencing trauma. She feels satisfied at work. Was blissful after sleeping in a fantastic bedroom. Yada, yada, yada. Her right hand is mangled. Okay, so they're both mangled for some reason. I don't know what happened. It's not like we had a collapse or anything, because I think I have cave-ins turned off. Actually, you know what? I don't think I have them turned off. Let's pause this. Advanced. Cave-ins are off. So that wasn't what happened. I don't know what happened. Alright, so okay. Alright, so let's B, construct, ramp up. Out of that microline block that's sitting on the floor, right? I don't want stairs. Ah! Build, construct, ramp. Out of that microline block. Then they should be able to get up. And this is just one of the tiny little problems that we're going to have with our huge super mega project is things like this. Come on, somebody come build it. We gotta have somebody come build it. Come on, Loquid, press play. There we go. These guys are probably gonna die. Oh well, we've got 90 other dwarves that we can use. Alright. Look at that engraving, go! Let's take a look at this one. Nah, that's nothing. Nothing special. We want the nice ones with like the stars and asterisks, the bar icon. Exceptionally exceptional. Ah, here we go. Masterfully designed image of square cut gems by. Okay. Ah, here we go. Exceptionally designed image of dwarf by engraver Ushat Salon.
Dwarves are traveling. The artwork relates to the foundation of squeezing caves by the mechanisms of frenzy. Of the Town of Gladness in the early spring of 250. Yeah, that is us. So that's another thing, like that dwarf that's in our pit says she's very creative. She would be an excellent dwarf to have as an engraver. Because she's got the creativity to put it down. She doesn't have to go ask somebody, what should I put on this block? She knows what to put on the block, and she boop, boop, makes it all pretty. So the more creative a dwarf is, the more detailed it's going to be. So this one, square cut gems. It's a masterpiece. This one's a masterpiece, and it's got a little bit of a description to it. So if we click on this one, that's even a little bit more. This one's not even a masterpiece, and it's got more than, this masterpiece right here. So the more creative the dwarf is, the better stuff you're going to get out of them. And I love how the tiles look. I actually like the gray a lot. Just that white with that gray with the slight offset. What is this? Alright, downstairs are actually done. Okay, so we need to designate, remove, and then we also need to build some walls. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Box select on. So we want to build a wall here. To there. We cannot do it. What if we build a floor out to there? We cannot. Why can we not build floors? I don't know. Let's build a wall. How about we do a wall right there? Okay, we can't because of the stuff. So let's actually designate N. So let's remove all the construction there. Build construct wall to there, and that will give us a base to actually build our floor upon. Make it out of siltstone. That'll be good. That'll be good. So hopefully that will place up, because for some reason the fortifications, they're not letting us build on top of them. So I'm thinking maybe I should have put walls down and then carved the fortifications after I did the top floor and lip. So it's just a minor problem. Just a minor setback. It's only going to slow us down by like 3 years, 4 years maybe. Just 3 or 4 major raids. That's all. Not a lot. Not a lot. Look at them build, how quick they are. It's fantastic. Wish they could remove as quickly as they could build. That would be fabulous. There we go. All right, so we want to put flooring. Why can't we build flooring here? Can we build walls there? No, we cannot. We build walls there. We build floors there. Why can't we build here? It's like the game is saying, no.
Oh, construction suspended. Okay, that's why.
You won't be like that.
Because it was never completed. Wait, what? It was completely canceled? Build. Construct. Films. Okay, let's try that. Let's remove these single little upstairs. And we'll build an up-down stair right next to it. Aha! Hopefully that'll work. Alright, let's check on our construction, or our metal industry down higher. Alright, we need to smelterize hematite. I'm going to do this in a little bit random order because I don't want them all to be doing the same thing at once, and thus, you know, get things messed up. Okay, let's expand this so we can actually read this. And that's all we've got. We don't have much. So, limonite. We've got hematite, malachite, tetrahedrite, limonite, gold, galena. All right. Go down to this one. Let's start with malachite, tetrahedrite, gold. Cancel. Limonite, galena. That's 6. Oh, 5. Tetra, native gold, hematite, limonite, galena, tetrahedrite. And I want to put that back. Oh no, it's already got that. Actually, you know what? Probably easier. Just go from the top down. And then randomize it by hand. So... yeah. Not quite the same order. Actually, let's move Galena up. Yep, there we go. That works, so we want to repeat all of that. And there we go. Next, we want to check on these. So, we don't want to actually build any weapons or anything until we can start making steel, and we have quite a lot of silver. So let's check about a silver. So let's weapon and ammunition, cyber, and let's make a mace. All right. Looks like we have the stuff to do it. So let's come into our jobs, manager, and do silver mace. Let's make 10. Actually, yeah, because we can come back here and remove that. And that will be good. That will be good. Let's see, we gotta wait for a manager to queue it up, but it would be better than nothing. And our manager's probably not gonna do it because he's here. So let's do some more trading. This time let's find out what we want. Right. Let's take all their bars, shall we? Let's take their gems. We don't want their blocks. Let's take their glass. And this is the dwarves. So this is our home group. So they probably... I can't remember if we requested stuff. I think we did. Alright. Water skins. We don't want a trumpet. We don't want toys. Ah, cages. Excellent. Ha, ha, ha. There we go. And we even got animals in cages, but we don't want those. We just want the raw cages. Don't want the expensive cages. We want the cheap cages. We want the cheap cages of death. Alright. King Cobra Venom. Okay, no, we don't want any of that. Yeah, I suppose we could take a couple barrels. Buckets. Bronze pick, iron pick. We've already got enough picks, so we can make our own picks now. So we don't need to buy that stuff. At this point, we just want to buy, like, foodstuffs, bags, boxes, crates, pottery stuff, etc., etc. Let's buy some cloth. Leather, fiber cloth, cloth, leather. More. That's the thing, when you tell them to bring stuff, they bring a lot of it. Alright, food! Excellent! Cat meat, ooh. My kitty would not be happy about that. I really should create a keyboard macro for this. We should be able to come up with this much dwarf bucks pretty easily. Look at all that. Full page of food, and it keeps going. My fingers are getting tired. Okay, we're going to want some backpacks, because when we finally decide to make our military, they're going to need them. Lots of dairy, cheese type products. There we go. And that's about it. Oh, boning knife. I don't know if we need that for something. And a carving knife. That would be good to know. Yes, it would. All right. Ring, crown, mugs, scepter mugs. I'm just making sure there's nothing that I don't want to sell in here. We can sell the quiver. Oh my god, that's an expensive quiver. Lots of earrings, mugs, figurines. Alright, so go back up 2 pages. Second finished goods. Yeah, this crate right here alone will set us to a profit. I'll set their traders to a profit. And then with this last one here of 1,000, they should accept that. Ooh, really? Alright, let's get rid of these superfluous items up here. They're not worth much. Let's go to everything over, say, 50 dwarf bucks. There's 500 right there. That should be, yeah, that's more than 50% profit. There we go. And that's going to do it for this episode. I seem to be ending a lot of episodes with trading. I don't know why, but I think it's just how the game is progressing out a little bit. So if you like this episode, leave that thumbs up. If you think my super mega project idea is bad, leave a thumbs down. If you think it's awesome, leave a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.